obviously, they're free to do whatever they want, but I get overwhelming support. Overwhelming support. I won, I forget how many votes I won in the primary. Overwhelming. And so tomorrow, if all of a sudden I show up at the convention, everybody says, we want somebody else, that's the democratic process. It's not going to happen.
I mean, there wasn't really like a primary process, so I don't think the results of it count for anything. Like, we didn't have a primary. We didn't even do it. We didn't even pretend to do it.
That means they vote for someone else?
Sure. Look, I'll end this with this. I served in the Senate a long time. I understand the impetus of candidates running for local office and whether they think the top if they can help them or not. In my state of Delaware, which was a very, at least a purple, it was a red state when I started, in terms of we now talk red and blue.
It's going to be so good for his polling numbers and for his chances of winning the presidency that every single press conference he's ever going to have from now until November 5th, the central question is going to be whether or not he's too old to be president. That's so good. That's so good.
I don't recall.
How are some people genuinely saying that he knocked this conference out of the park? Because liberals don't understand what politics is. Liberals think that politics is when you like, is when you're technically correct. Like, genuinely, liberals don't understand like the concepts of charisma or the public mandate or winning people over or populism or anything. They have no idea. It's completely beyond them. They think that like if you go up there and you tell the truth and you say things that are correct, which by the way, he doesn't, like, he flubs pretty often. Like, he's not like Trump, but that's a low bar, you know. That to them's the bar, you know. It's all West Wing bullshit, you know. Oh, it doesn't matter that he's old and uncharismatic. The American people see through that, and they see the sincerity of his heart and the truthfulness of his statements. And it's fuck you. There are people like that in my sub, but thankfully it seems like most of my community has gotten on ball with this, you know. He has to drop out. Maybe he wins. I don't think he's going to win. Yeah, nobody gives a shit about foreign policy questions, any. Nobody does. No voters are determining their stances based on that. Even though the war in Gaza isn't so much going to be people not like people changing their vote and more going to be like young people who feel disenfranchised and apathetic, like not voting at all. different group of people.
Most of the Democratic presidents winning my state when I was a candidate. The truth of the matter is I understand the self-interest of every candidate. If they think that, you know, running with Biden at the top is going to hurt them, then they're going to run away. I get it. But so far, go and look at the polling data in their states. Look at the in-depth, and by the way, I think you'd all acknowledge, and you're all experts, I'm not being solicitous about the president, you're experts on this stuff. How accurate does anybody think the polls are these days? I can give you a series of polls where you have likely voters, me versus Trump, where I win all.
This is a Trump argument, by the way. Lion media. Also a me argument, but you know, I'm not the president of the United States of America.
The unlikely voters who vote, he wins sometimes. The bottom line is all the polling data right now, which I think is premature because the campaign really hasn't even started. I mean, it hadn't started in earnest yet. Most of the time, it doesn't start till after September, after Labor Day. So a lot can happen, but I think I'm the best.
Maybe you should tell that to Trump, who's been campaigning nonstop for the past 8 years. I don't know. Seems like he's playing a different game.
Well, I believe I'm the best qualified to govern, and I think I'm the best qualified to win. But there are other people who could beat Trump too. But it's awful start from scratch. And you know, we talk about, you know, money raised. We're not doing bad. We got about $220 million in the bank. We're doing well. So
it's astonishing. Like, even when he's describing things that are legitimately good for his campaign, he never talks about it in a way that motivates the public interest. It's never, this is why people love me. It's, you should know people love me. You know, again, it's the difference between him and Trump. It's the difference between him and Trump. When Trump talks about the money he's raised, it's all the American people have donated billions and billions, you know, like this this populist messaging, this like together we're building the money to defeat the deep state. With Biden, it's yeah, we've got a lot of money. Don't forget that, huh? Like it's weak. It's pathetic. The tone is completely different.
With that, do you have any want to follow up on any of that you just asked me?
Yes. You earlier explained confidence in your vice president.
Yes.
If your team came back and showed you data.
Just got a text from a hookup of mine. You're a politics guy, right? Be real with me. How bad is it right now? Damn, gonna get by me without me even visiting. All right.
That she would fare better against former President Donald Trump. Would you reconsider your decision to stay in the race?
No, unless they came
I
back
heard
and
even worse
said,
this time.
there's no way you can win. Me. No one's saying that.
You got to cut that out, man. You got to cut that out, man. You got to stop doing that. It's so creepy. You have to stop. It's very scary.
Me. No one's saying that.
It's like some SCP shit, man. Jesus Christ. Lethal Company monster just dropped.
No poll says that.
Mr. President,
Thank
This ends tonight's press conference. Thanks, everybody. This concludes.
respectfully, earlier you misspoke in your opening answer. You referred to Vice President Harris as Vice President Trump. Right now, Donald Trump is using that to mock your age and your memory. How do you combat that criticism from tonight?
Listen to him.
Yeah, the Rose, you're correct. The DNC has always had an aristocratic attitude towards their voter base. That's why I say that they're less democratic than the Republicans are in how they conduct their elections.
Concludes tonight's press conference. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, everyone.
Okay. All right, no more presidential activities after 8 p.m. Makes him look real strong. Real strong. You know, people say it's Biden's ego. I don't think it's his ego. Like, he's got an ego. He's the president. I don't think it's that, though. I just think it's liberalism, man. I just think it's institutional liberalism where they're incapable of thinking outside the box. People think it's like, oh, he's the most egotistical president ever. He's like Trump. I don't think it's very Trumpian of him. I don't think it's all about him in his head. I just think that it's very, you know, inside the box thinking. Is liberal ineffectiveness special to the U.S. or is it international? It's international, but the U.S. has it particularly bad because we're one of the most stable countries on earth. You know, people laugh at that, but like, look at literally any other country on earth. Find one more stable. When was the last time there was a war on their territory or a civil war or a revolution or a junta or something like that? Portugal and Spain were fascist up until like 50 years ago. Italy, Germany, World War II, France invaded, Vichy France. Britain bombed. I mean, look, literally like every country, like America's been pretty stable for a long time. So I think the liberals have well entrenched themselves. Switzerland, they got involved. Yeah, Iceland, sure. Norway. Yeah, 250 years with one civil war and 0 revolutions is pretty crazy, yeah. Iceland got invaded in World War II? Did it? There you go, I guess. Yeah, North Sentinel Island, there you go. Maybe Britain. Nah, Britain got pulverized during World War II, man. But that wasn't instability. I would say getting carpet bombed by the Luftwaffe contributes to social instability, but whatever.